What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It's a beautiful spring day here in Findlay, Ohio, and I'm hanging out in the beer shop and we check out a new beer. Now, the one I have today is called Second Street Stout. This is an oatmeal stout from Second Crossing Brewing, Second Crossing Brew Co. 142 North Main Street, Rockford, Ohio. So Rockford is up in the northwest, I believe. I'm in northwest Ohio, but they're further northwest. I think my wife said they're over kind of closer to the border with Indiana out there, so I'll take her word for it. I didn't break out the map. This is a brewery that I rarely, if ever, see the beers around me. The only place I see them, oddly, is one gas station. I think I picked up the peach wheat one. I think it's called Peach Fuzz or something like that. It was really quite good, which then made me say, let's try one of the others, which is this here stout. This is an oatmeal stout. Now, it's kind of strange. Distribution is very odd in Ohio. I've talked with the Craft Brewers Association about this. One of the problems with distribution in Ohio is based on some old law from back in the day. Once you get on with a distributor, you're locked into that distributor. So you can't distribute with multiple different parties. What does that mean? Depending on who your distributor is, your distribution might be a decent network or might not be. And I think this somewhat impacts what beers we see and in what shops. Kind of depends on who has connections with different beer shops. Kind of determines who gets what beers. So, like I said, the only place I've seen this is there. So thrilled to be able to give it a shot by finding it at a random gas station in Findlay. This one's also kind of neat because on the side it tells you the ABV and the IBUs, which is, a little bit different. This is 7% ABV, 38 IBUs. The can is really neat. It kind of looks textured. I guess it's not, but it looks it. It's kind of some neat designs on the side. Doesn't really say a heck of a lot more other than drink beer made here, which is the Ohio Craft Brewers Association kind of motto, and that's about it. 7% ABV, 38 IBUs. I think I got that from Untappd or somewhere. And that's it. Untappd 3.78, so it does fairly well. Beer Advocate was nothing, because I think there's 180 or so check-ins to this anywhere on Untappd, so you're not going to find it on Beer Advocate. So, first things first. Looking at it in the glass, it's not black. This is actually brown. I'm holding it up to the light. It's a really dark brown. If I have my Brew HQ chart, try to hold it out here to the light. Maybe I'll get a better view. It's definitely more like a cola color when you hold it up to the light. Some stouts are just jet black. This isn't that. You definitely see some brownness to it. You don't get the ruby hue you get with a lot of the other beers, but it's definitely a dark brown. If I were to guess on here, well, it says it on the side. 38. I was going to say 36 or 7. So I'm in the ballpark, right? Forgot it said it on the side of the can. Dark, but not 40 plus. Let's give it a smell. Holding the Anderson there. Breathed in a wee bit. Nose, not super big. I do think you get a little bit of roasty malt, maybe a little bit of coffee, but that's kind of it. It's not a really strong nose. And I can actually smell for once. Yeah, smells all right. Let's give it a shot. Cheers. That's different. The body on it is pretty light, not going to lie. And that hurts it a little bit. I don't know what the deal is with stouts. I get Guinness, what we all think of as kind of like the iconic stout that everybody knows, no matter what continent you go to, someone's heard of Guinness, is a bit light. This is also a bit light-bodied. I kind of like my stouts a little fuller. I think this is decent, but the body hurts it a wee bit. Now, what's kind of interesting, when I looked this up online, I don't remember if I saw this on Untappd or it couldn't have been Beer Advocate, it had been Untappd. It said full-bodied, smooth, dark, and roasty. Now, I will say this. The others, yeah. Full-bodied, no. I don't know what planet it's full-bodied on. This is pretty light. Light to the point that I would say it's light. It's not even medium. It's a light-bodied stout. As to the flavors, not bad. You definitely pick up some roasty malt. I think you definitely pick up some kind of like raisin. I don't know what it is about oatmeal stouts, but for me, they always have like a little bit of an odd taste. and it tastes to me like stone fruit or raisin. Maybe to others it's a different kind of taste, but for me, oatmeal stouts, it always seems to be that same kind of, you know, when you're a kid, you get the little packet of raisins. I used to get them when I was a kid for lunch because my mother wanted me to be healthy. See how that turned out, Ma. You'd have to have these little boxes of raisins. Sometimes I'd eat them, sometimes I didn't. But this is what that taste tastes like. It's like a nice raisiny taste. You get the maltiness as well. Maybe a tiny hint of sweetness, but that's kind of it. Coffee, no. So smooth, yeah, I'd say it's fairly smooth, but again, the body is a little watery, which is slightly distracting. But the flavors are on point. If you fix the body on this a little, I think this would be a really good beer. Now, I know a lot of times the oatmeal stouts tend to be a little, in my opinion, a little thinner bodied than some of the others, like a big dessert stout or something. But I think if you fix this, this is a stunner. Still a good beer. Just that knocks it down a tiny bit, where I think if you had the body there with the flavors, this would hit. Trying to think what else we get on it. Probably not a lot more than what I said. Decent beer. Is it spectacular? No. The peach fuzz, I don't know if I did a video on that. It was the first one I had from them. I quite liked that. It was a peach wheat. I loved it. You all know I'm a sucker for peach. That worked perfectly. This, not as good. Still a decent beer, serviceable, just not, you know, I don't know. There's missing a few things that I would have liked to see. That being said, decent beer. So for me, Second Street Stout, you get a thumbs up. It's a decent beer. I'd have another. But there are some areas where I'd like to see this improved. It's better than an because it is pretty solid. The flavors hit. It's just the body misses a little bit. So for me, you know, still thumbs up. Hopefully you like the video. If you do, give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. If you got any comments or questions, jump in down below. Have you tried this? Now, I doubt it. Unless you're in Northwest Ohio or maybe over the Indiana border or Michigan, this probably isn't on your shelves. But this is kind of what it's about, right? I like finding those smaller beers from our areas that maybe aren't getting a lot of attention, and kind of say, hey, what do they have going on? There's some things they do really well, some things they do poorly, some things in between. And I think Second Crossing, for having two of your beers, one was a stunner. This, I think, is solid. Needs a tiny little bit of work to jump it up a little, but good beer, and I was thrilled to be able to try it. Hey, till next time. Cheers.